Hey guys, today is March 12th, 2025. I'm out here picking longleaf pine needles. And the reason I'm out here picking longleaf pine needles yesterday, as you know, I sold 11 pounds. And I've been picking and I'm trying to get caught up. I'm trying to get my stockpile caught up. It's coming near the weekend. The weekend I'm going to get hammered. Today is Wednesday. The weekend's 2 days away. I know I'm going to get hammered on the weekend, and there's a good chance I'm going to sell over 20 pounds this weekend. So I have to be prepared. I have to keep my stockpile, building it up. So look guys, I'm going to show you what's in my hand here. What's in my hand right here is roughly around 6 ounces, about 6 ounces. Which should come out to like $10. $10 in my hand. Now I'm putting them in the bag with the rest. And the bag, boy, this bag is almost 8 pounds. Look at the bag. It really is. It's very close to 8 pounds, believe me. It's packed. I've been out here 3.5 hours picking. So let me tell you what that's worth there. Because I sell 18-ounce order, which is a pound, 2 ounces, for $27. I would say this right here would be 27 times 7. This is what this is worth. So if you go 27 times 7, it's $189. So is that right? 20 times 7 is 140. 7 times 7 is 49. Yes, $189. Right here is what I picked, $189, which would go in my pocket. The gross amount would be 41 times 7. Well, 41 times 5 is 205. 41 and 41 is 82, and 205 is 287. So there's 287 gross here. And what would go in my pocket after paying to ship them and paying the website, I would make 189. So I've been doing this for 5 years, and because I've been doing this for 5 years, I have a large customer base. Now, when I first moved down here to South Carolina, and I started selling these, I was only selling a pound a week, maybe 2 pounds a week, and over time it built up, and it built up, and it built up, and it built up. And then, fast forward, 5 years fast forward, now I sell so many. I'm moving 100 pounds a month. I'm moving 25 pounds a week and sometimes more. I've been hammered in weeks where I had 50 pound worth of orders. So I have to have a 20 pound stockpile at all times. I have to come out here and try to pick at least a minimum of 5 pounds a day every other day during the week. So 5 to 6 pounds. And I have to do this daily, and I have to pick when I walk out my front door, the 4 trees in front of the house. I have to pick them too and roll 1 ounce rolls with them. And then with this stuff here, I roll 8 ounce rolls. And what I do is I sell the rolls in 8 ounce rolls and 1 ounce rolls. And a 1 pound order would be 2 8 ounce rolls and 2 1 ounce rolls. Plus I will give extra if it's a steady customer. And I've been doing this for 5 years, so I have a lot of steady customers, have a lot of clientele. And why do people pay so much for these is probably what you're thinking. Well, people weave baskets and things with these, and the things that they make, the crafts, they sell the crafts, and they make, if somebody were to buy 18 ounces off of me, they're going to make between $500 and $1,000 on that. How? Because when they weave it, they're going to make, with a 18 ounce order, they can weave probably 10 to 15 wreaths that hang on the door. Sell them for $30 to $50 each. And, you know, they could throw things on them, stick dried up leaves to them, or whatever, pine cones, and make them for any holiday. Cut paper things out and stick them to them, and dip them in wax, or however they do it to treat them. And they could sell them. And people do this, and 99% of the door wreaths are made out of this. All the baskets are made out of this, and the the Native American Indians, and I say this all the time, they've been doing this for hundreds of years, and they have tribal designs and stuff they weave into things, and people imitate that stuff, and they'll make duplicates or replicas of it, and people will buy and pay hundreds of dollars for a basket with the tribal symbols and stuff in it. And it's like a piece to talk about and put in your house, and it's artwork. It's like Art Deco, a lot of it. They'll make big giant mats that hang on a wall, and they'll weave a picture into the mat, like a painting, like it's a painting. And people pay hundreds of dollars for that and hang it on the wall in the house. Yeah. Just like they would buy a painting off a famous artist. And some of these people are very, very good at what they make. And if you Google Longleaf pine needle baskets and see what people make and see what they sell them for, you would be astonished. And see how much competition and how many hundreds of people are doing this. If not thousands. I mean, people all over the world do this. And there's gift shops and there's trinket shops where people sell all the stuff they make. And it's well known. And not a lot of people know about this. But I kind of stumbled into it. And these Longleaf pine needles don't grow everywhere. I mail them all over the country. I mail them to California. I mail them to Florida. I mail them up to Maine. I mail them to Oregon. I mail them to New Mexico. I mail them to Arizona. I mail them to Nevada. I mail them everywhere. Every state they go to. Now, when I first started, I didn't have a big customer base. My customer base was very small. And I was only selling a few pounds a month. Fast forward, 5 years, fast forward, I'm doing over 100 pounds a month. It's crazy. And who would have thought, if you would have asked me, hey, you're going to move, if you would have told me, you're going to move to South Carolina, and then one day you're going to rake these things in your front yard, these longleaf pine needles, that some of them are 20 inches long, and you're going to try to get rid of them, and the garbage man's not going to take them. So you're going to have to drag them all in the backyard, because you had them a foot deep in your front yard, and you're going to have to burn them all. And then you're going to Google a way to get rid of them. You're going to figure, how could I get rid of these? Do I have to do this every year or two? Is there an easier way? And all of a sudden, boom, I find out I could sell these. People buy them. It takes time to pick them by hand, but you can't rake them. They'll get damaged. And I could sell these and make money selling these. And I did it. I tried it. I said, let me try it. And I started picking them up after I burned them all. And I go around picking them up in front of the house every time they fell out of the trees. I'd let a little abundancy get up so I wouldn't have to pick, strain myself to pick. Because if you don't have an abundant amount, it takes a long time to pick them. So I wait a week or two, let them build up in the front yard, then run out and pick them. Pick like 5-10 pounds. Boom. Come in the house, soak them in this water, warm water, shot glass of vinegar, a little squirt of soap. After I push them up and down in the water, let them agitate, take them out of the water, put them in a second sink, let them dry. As they're drying, turn around and let them drip dry a little. Then tie them into an 8-ounce bundle. Then repeat, put another 8 ounces in the sink, up and down, 3 minutes, take it out, put it in a secondary sink, tie it into a bundle. Now put them all outside, let them dry in the sun on a rack. Away from the dogs. You don't want dogs going to the bathroom on them. Put them in a place where, if you have animals, keep them away from the animals. Or in a house, in the back room, with a fan on in front of them, put them up on a rack, and they'll dry. Once they dry out, take them, put them in your office or wherever you're going to store them. Put them in a bag, an open bag, where they get air, they can breathe. They'll stay good for a long, long time. They'll stay good, basically. And the people that buy them off you, what they're going to do is they're going to put them in hot water when they get them. And then they're going to let them sit for a half hour, 15 minutes. Then they're going to weave with them. That's how they do it. They're going to weave their baskets, their wreaths that hang on the wall, plant holders that they could put a plant hanging from the ceiling. The thing that's hanging from the ceiling is weaved out of these longleaf pine needles. they're going to weave stuff with these. And then they're going to sell everything they weave. And they're going to make tons of money doing it. And they like doing it. Just like I like coming out and picking these. And you wouldn't think it, but there's a big market. And when I first started, I didn't think it was a big market. I thought it was small. Well, I'm doing 100 pounds a month, so it must be a big market. And I got a lot of steady customers that have been buying off me for the last 5 years. And I have customers that come and go. And I have a large customer base. And I do very well with this. And these only grow in certain zones. They only grow in zone 7, zones 8, and zones 9. And if you live in any of these zones, you could get them. And if you can't do that, check out my other videos, because I also sell vintage books that I buy in thrift stores. And I have found books that were signed by president. I have found books that signed by famous people. I found books that were very rare and collectible and sold them for good amounts of money. And I bought them in a thrift store for $1. And what happens a lot of times is someone's uncle, aunt, or parents, or grandparents will pass away. Now, they can't live in the house. They got kids and the family and the house. They gotta empty the house out so they can put it up for sale. And when they do that, they'll take all the books and stuff and donate them to a thrift store. They don't check on them, or they don't care. And then I'll come in a thrift store and I'll look and I'll say, oh, look at this book. It was signed by so-and-so. Oh, look at this book. It's a rare book. It's very collectible. It's a first edition, first printing. And then I'll take these books, I'll put them up online. I'll sell them for $100, $50. And there was a book a couple of weeks ago, and I keep saying it, a Kennedy book, and I sold it like in 4 days for $102. And that does happen. And I had a book one time a year or two ago signed by Jimmy Carter, and I sold it for a couple hundred. Really quick, too. It sold like within 3 days. It was gone. I found it in a thrift store. I paid $1 for it. So this stuff does happen. It really does happen. And I've been doing this for a long time, and I have over 2,000 items, right around 2,000 items in my store. And now I'm getting hammered with the Longleaf pine needles. It's that time of the year I get hammered. So I'm trying to keep up with my stockpile. And in the meantime, I've been doing another thing, gemstone hunting. And you can check that out. That's going to be my new venture where I'm going to be selling them. I didn't get around to it yet because I didn't get around to really selling them. I have a couple things up online, but not a lot. But I'm trying to get caught up with my Longleaf pine needles. And I think another day or two, and I'll have my stockpile up to par where I could take a week off and maybe start listing the gemstones that I've been getting. So that's another venture. But I have to get caught up with my pine needles first. So once I get all caught up with my pine needles and I have everything picked I get a good 50-pound stockpile, or even 30, 40 pounds, where I know I could slack off for a few days and not go out every other day or every day. Then I could start listing my gemstones. But right now I can't do it. I'm trying to keep up with this. So, and what happened was, because I've been doing this so long, I got kind of bored doing it, because I come out to a lot of the same places and I pick the Longleaf pine needles, but it's really, I'm making good money and I'm having a blast doing it. This is my office, coming out here picking these off the ground. This is my office right here. It's beautiful. Who could do this? So, because I got a little bored with it, I started doing the gemstone thing. I got a whole bunch of that stuff, and now I'm, trying to get back on track with this. I don't want to give this up. This pays all my bills. This pays my water bill, it pays my electric bill, it pays my vet bills when I bring our pets to the vet. It pays for the dog food, pays for the cat food, pays for the people food, pays the car insurance, puts gas in the cars, pays everything. It pays for the groceries. I need to do this. I got to do this to pay the bills. This is how I pay my bills. This is my job. But at the same time, I'm trying to get the gemstone thing going and seeing how that goes. And it's going to take me a little time to do it because I got to get over the hurdle with this, getting my supplies up. I get hammered in March, and this is the month I get hammered. And it's right around now, the second week. I'm going to get hammered. This is probably going to be a month where I'm going to sell 150 pounds. So I have to have a lot in stock. And I'm really trying to get a 50-pound stockpile. And then I could keep up with the orders. Because like I said, yesterday I sold 11 pounds. I had to come out here twice yesterday. I picked 7 pounds, and then I came back out and picked another 3 or 4 pounds. So I picked a total of 11 pounds yesterday. I was out picking all day. Now I came out today and I picked another 7 pounds. I mean, I'm trying to get caught up. And I know the weekend I'm going to get smashed. If I do 20 pounds on a weekend, my stockpile is going to go way down to nothing. So that's why I got to come out again tomorrow and pick again and try to get another 7, 8 pounds. I got to do this. And then once I get my stockpile going up, and I'm up over 30 pounds, I'll feel comfortable. Right now, I don't feel comfortable. So, and I can only pick these so long. You get delirious. You come out here 3.5, 4 hours, like I did, and I picked 8 pounds here. It's a lot. But it's good money. I picked $189 in that bag. $189 in that bag, guys. In my pocket. So I got to come out here tomorrow and do it again. And the thing is, as long as I have a stockpile, I'm safe. Because you know what happens when you don't get a stockpile and get hit with orders, which I had happened to me before. I got hit one week with 24 pounds in orders in a 2-day period. My stockpile had ran dry. I was out here picking for 2 days straight to fill them orders. Then I came back out to get my stockpile back up. So that's why that scared me. I don't want to be in that kind of situation. And the thing is, I give my people a certain amount of days that I'm going to mail these out. And I gotta have a good stockpile so I'm ready. So when I get hammered, I could send them out. As long as I have a good stockpile and I could do that, I'm happy. So, all right, guys. Let me show you one thing, too. The green needles, people can't use the green ones because they're green. So, I always show you this in every video. Okay. One needle is 3 needles. One needle is 3. All right, guys. Hope you enjoyed my video. Over and out.